Hi, I'm Aruna Nambiar, and I am the author of The Weird Women's Club, published recently by Speaking Tiger. So firstly, let me thank Lakshmi Shankar and Subodh Shankar and everyone at Arta Galata for inviting me to be part of the Ask the Author event. And thank you to all of you who wrote in with your questions. There were some very interesting questions, and it took me some time to finalize my favorite 3 questions. So let's get started. The first question comes from at Dune Writer, who asks, what prompted you to choose this as the subject of your book? So at the heart of the Weird Women's Club is a friendship between 3 women. And this was one of the things I wanted to write about, that is female friendships. And female friendships have been depicted in fiction, but focusing usually on the nurturing, caring, supportive aspect of female friendships, which is certainly one aspect of female friendships. But what I wanted to capture was the fun aspect of female friendships, because I think the best friendships are those, which make you laugh. Those friends who will refuse to let you wallow in misery or let you take yourself seriously. And I wanted to capture all, that risque talk, the banter, the teasing, all of that. So the friendship at the heart of this book is also like that. Secondly, I wanted to write a book about older women, because as an older woman myself, there's a lot of things I relate to in the book. Secondly, I think older women are very interesting because firstly, we lead more complex lives. And secondly, because of our life experiences, we are no longer the sweet, nice, conditioned girls that we used to be. But, we are jaded and we are suspicious and we are angry and, we are caustic and all of that. And I think that makes for very interesting characters, and especially when you're writing humor. And lastly, of course, I wanted to write about, the gaze of society on women who don't fit, that mold of the perfect woman who's happily married with children. And Indian women especially are, we are always fed these narratives of, how one should be. We have all these do's and don'ts, and if we don't fit into that mold of, the complete perfect woman, we are always made to feel as though there's something a little wrong with us, So I wanted to, write a story about that as well. So these were the 3 things that I wanted to weave my story around, and these are the 3 central themes of the Weird Women's Club. So coming to the second question, it comes from at Bong Books and Coffee on Twitter, who asks, what is your message to all the weird women of the world? So my message to all women is that one needn't be defined by one's circumstances. So firstly, being widowed or being childless or being divorced or single or any of that is just a circumstance and not a badge of failure. And one needn't feel inadequate or awkward or weird because one does not fit into what society sanctions as, the perfect role for you. So if you stop bothering about what other people think, you can lead a life which may not be conventional necessarily, but which can be purposeful and fulfilling and happy. And one needn't also be defined by circumstances in the way that sometimes, life can throw unexpected circumstances at you, and you can, go through a lot of grief and loss and disappointment. But there can be life after that, and not just life, but there can be fun and laughter and friendship and love as well. So that's the message of the Weird Women's Club. And finally, I come to my favorite question from Bibliobuff on Insta, who asks, what is your responsibility towards social concerns of a woman, like harassment, gender inequality, etc.? Firstly, as a writer of fiction, I think my primary responsibility is to tell you a really good story and create characters who you can relate to, who you are invested in, who you are rooting for. Secondly, as somebody who writes humor, I want to make you laugh. So I think my responsibility is to make you laugh and give you a really fun, entertaining read. But yes, all my books have a lot of social commentary and social satire in them, including The Weird Women's Club. And I think my responsibility as an author and as somebody who writes satire is firstly to depict, social concerns or social inequalities, social hypocrisies, etc. So the women in this novel also go through everything that women usually go through, there are sleazy neighbors and sleazy colleagues, and then there are conversations about why women are labeled in a certain way or women are viewed in a certain way. For example, a bachelor is considered to be kind of eligible no matter how old he is, whereas a spinster, no matter how young she is, the term spinster is a little pathetic and derogatory. So there are conversations about this. So I think my responsibility or role as a writer is firstly to start these conversations, to provoke thought, and also through satire and humor to gently poke fun at these long-held beliefs and attitudes, and to show them for how ridiculous they actually are. And I think if one can laugh at certain things, then they cease to be important, and they lose their hold over you. So I think that is my contribution as a writer to social concerns. So I hope I've answered your questions to your satisfaction. Congratulations, Bibliobuff. You have won a copy of The Weird Women's Club. I hope you enjoy it. And to the rest of you, I hope I'll be able to answer your questions at a later date. But in the meanwhile, please do buy the book, read it, review it, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.